What's up, guys? Half Nocturnal here. I know this isn't one of my normal videos, but with the release of Season 20, every legend has basically got completely changed and flipped upside down. After about 250 games played this season, I have gotten a good feel for the changes that Vantage has gotten, and wanted to give you guys a Vantage guide or a tips and tricks video. If I leave anything out, please feel free to comment down below and let our community know to help everybody else out as well. In this video, I'm going to be going over her passive, tactical, ultimate, perks that I like, and how to get the most out of Vantage. So Vantage as a whole or as a legend. To start, I think that she is one of, if not the best solo queue legend inside of the game right now. Vantage just molds to many different playstyles, including being passive, aggressive, poke and run, or just playing casual. Now again, I'm not saying that she's worse or better than other legends, I'm just saying she has the ability to mold to all different playstyles. The combination of Vantage's abilities allow for this mold to occur. Her passive, her tactical, and her ultimate can be molded to fight most strategies, playstyles, and other legend combinations. Getting the most out of Vantage. In this video, I'm going to try to break down everything from her abilities, her ultimate, her passive, her tactical, the perks that I suggest for both pubs and ranked, and her potential roles, whether they're support, cover, or the aggressor. Along with this, I'm going to try to give you guys some tips and tricks to help with Vantage's kit to help really be able to get the most out of her while you're playing her. To start, I'm going to talk about Vantage's passive ability. Her passive ability allows her to zoom in without a weapon about as far as a bruiser or 2x and see the opposing team's legends, shields, and whether or not they are solo, duo, or full squad. Her next passive is the bullet drop indicator, which you can see on my screen when I'm sniping at the beginning. You'll see this little blue circle, and that tells you the bullet drop indicator. That's where the bullet is going to go over greater distances, help you line up your snipes better and hit your shots. The bullet indicator only appears on anything above a 3x, so a 3x to a 10x, you'll get that bullet indicator. Some fun or interesting things about this passive is that from time to time we're able to ping enemies inside of smokes of the game, including bang and caustic gas. Along with this, when you go to ping those enemies inside those smokes, we have a little white square around them, which is a great and helpful tip because it allows you to shoot the center mass inside of that, because that will be where your opponent is. Another great thing about that little white box is that when you're fighting a Mirage and he ults or he uses a decoy, you're able to scan that opponent and be able to ping which one is the real one compared to a decoy's, with the word decoy written above that little white square. Lastly, since she's a recon legend, she's able to scan survey beacons, allowing you to find opponents on the map, whether you want to fight them or try to find a rotation where opponents aren't going to be. Vantage's passive is one of the most underrated tools inside of her kit due to the fact that it's not flashy and it's pretty boring. You can shoot somebody, or you can also figure out whether they're solo, duo, or a trio. But getting this information through her passive is a lot easier than doing all around. This passive is the first reason when I think of a solo queue legend. It helps enable us to pick fights and also find rotational strategies throughout the game. Vantage's ultimate. Starting with the basics. Her ult comes with a total of 6 shots when fully charged. The first shot does 50 damage, then the second consecutive shot on the same opponent does 100 damage. The third shot to the sixth shot also will do 100 damage once you've marked them with the first shot. If you hit others with your ultimate and teammates shoot the player you mark, they also get a damage boost as well. Ultimate accelerants are your best friend as Vantage. You get 2 shots for taking one unless you have the perk selected and that evil shield level, but more on that when we get to the perk section. My tip for using your ultimate is target the player with the weakest shield. This should solidify a knock in certain situations and creates an advantage. Get it? Sorry, my bad. I had to. I'm a Vantage main. Along with this, you can also target legends that you don't want to fight or you struggle against. It gets them out of the way early and creates a better fighting chance for both you and your squad. However, if you can't solidify a knock on a team, you can just target everyone inside that team because of the damage boost that it creates. Again, it creates that advantage. I'm sorry, that's the last one, I promise. Vantage's perks. Vantage's perks are still fairly new and I've only had a little bit of time to really test them out in game, but I think they're still pretty underwhelming but fun for the movement and the content that you gain with them. The blue evil shield perks are being able to scan ring consoles. One, this is good for 2 reasons. The new evil shield system allows you to get points for scanning ring consoles. 2, it makes her more playable and ranked. If you don't have a character on your team that can't scan ring consoles, you can choose this perk to enable yourself to figure out where the next zone is going to pull. The second one is being able to take an ultimate accelerant and getting 4 shots instead of 2 shots, like we talked about earlier. This means increased damage output, more knocks, more movement with Echo with the purple perk coming up. And lastly, you can use all of your shots on one team and then have 2/3 of your shots ready to go to be able to push another team directly after. Purple Evo Shield perks. 1. Improved double jump. This feels very underwhelming to me. On the double jump, you only go about an extra 5 to 6 meters depending on where you're going. I get it, it could be beneficial in certain areas, but at the same time, it's not that good compared to the next perk that we have. The other purple Evo Shield perk is the Echo/Tactical Recharge after a successful ultimate shot. 1. The content you can create with this is just crazy. You're able to get a knock, close the distance, get another knock, close the distance for that final kill, or be able to fly around the map as much as you please with this one successful shot. Along with this, you're able to jump around a possibility of 7 times, including 1 to jump, snipe, jump, and then continue on forward. If you pair this one with the ultimate accelerant perk, you'll be able to fly around the map like crazy. Vantage's Tactical, also known as Echo. Echo, in my opinion, is the best part of her kit. Now, I'm a controller player who never used any of the fancy CLGs or anything like configs to get movement that we see with keyboard and mouse players. Again, not what this video is about, but there are more opportunities than some of the basic controller movements. To start, Echo can be sent out by simply hitting your tactical button, and then once Echo is out, you can jump towards it by holding down that tactical button. Echo needs to be in your line of sight, so if he's not in your line of sight, it will cancel the animation and you would have to do it again. To skip this 2-part step, simply hold down your tactical button and it will combine both steps into one, sending Echo out and jumping towards Echo. At this point, you are faced with 3 different options, and I can say for sure that one way is the worst way. First, you cannot do anything and slowly fall back down to the ground. This kills any chance of any further movement, whether it is jumping a second time with your double jump and or canceling it and sliding, which are the other 2 options. Your second option, being the double jump, makes you go further or left, right, and backwards, depending on the situation that you are in. The third option is you can crouch at any point in the air and cancel the double jump and forego the slowly falling step. Options 2 or 3, once again, are better and both less clunky and choppy. In the background of this video, you guys right now are seeing some of my favorite Echo movement tricks and how I like to use Echo in a fight. The first one in the beginning of this was to be able to quickly jump out of doorways and jump up towards height, taking both your opponents off guard while also keeping yourself out of the line of fire to take minimal damage as you're going into the fight. The second part is you are seeing how I'm utilizing the fact that I can get a knock with my sniper and then close that distance with Echo. Now, the one thing that I can't stress enough about playing Vantage in her tactical or Echo is that fact that it's not a get out of jail free card. I think it's worse than a grapple, phase, a horizon gravity lift, a revenant jump, and or a Valk jetpack. I say this because Vantage's hitbox is huge. It is one of the biggest in the game, and she doesn't have fortified, which means you're taking normal amounts of damage. So either use Echo to enter a fight after a knock, or preemptively use Echo before you get into these open spaces where you're going to get fried and have to stop shooting your opponents, giving everybody else a good opportunity to shoot you while you're trying to set up Echo to go to a location. Now, the good thing about Vantage is I honestly think that she can fit into all 3 roles that you see inside the game: support, cover, and the aggressor or the fragger. Vantage does a great job about playing all 3 of these roles because she can sit back and snipe with her passive ability, be able to get those clear knocks, and be able to rejoin her squad if she's lacking behind. Along with this, she can also be that cover player. If your teammate is rezzing, it allows you to be able to shoot, cover fire, keep that distance, and keep that team off of you while you have to try to reset. Along with this, she can also be the aggressor, as you can push into fights after knocks and be that first person in there. I want to thank you guys if you guys got to this part of the video. It means a lot to me that you watched it all the way through, and it means you guys really enjoyed the video. I just want to say I come to all these conclusions because I mainly solo queue. I'm about 75-25% solo queue player, which means I'm mostly playing with randoms. That's why I'm able to come to the conclusions that she's one of the better solo queue legends. You're able to mold to the playstyles of your randoms while also being able to mold to your teammates as you play. Also, once again, if I missed anything or you guys have any other tips and tricks that you would like to share in the comments down below, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know and help our community out. My Twitch and TikTok are going to be linked down below if you want to see more cool Vantage gameplay, whether it's full gameplay, cool clips that I get while playing on TikTok. Both my links for Twitch and TikTok will be down below in the description. Thank you guys for watching once again. I hope you guys all have a blessed day.